This podcast may contain adult themes and strong language. Hello and welcome to episode 85 of Marbella with him and her. He is
PJ Lopez and she is
Hannah Murray. 85.
Yes.
Won't be that long till we reach 100.
It's good old age, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll have to celebrate. What should we do? Should we have a party?
Yeah, we could go out and have some
Drinks.
and some orange juice and stuff.
Yay, can't wait.
Yeah, we know how to party.
So last Sunday, I went to see the ITS production of Inspector Drake and the Perfect Crime. And that was the sound effect that you played.
I had to play sound effects, and that was one of them. Quite a lot I had to play that one.
And I have to say, you did the technical side perfectly well. There was a lot of compliments. By the last night, you nailed it.
Yeah, there was a few slip-ups, I think, as we mentioned last week on the other two, because trying to get used to the equipment that we were using and how it's all put together. Last night, I did get it right. I did half on the laptop, half on the iPad, and it worked out perfect.
Oh, well done. It was a really great show, actually. I really, really enjoyed it. It was ever so funny, and the actors did a great job, great timing. They were all brilliant with their words, great acting. It was really, really good. And I do want to encourage more people to know about the International Theatre Studio. We're just coming up to 50 years. That's our next big event in a couple of weeks' time, the 50-year anniversary of the International Theatre Studio on the Costa del Sol, which is quite an achievement, isn't it?
It's a huge achievement. It's like I know what I'm saying.
It is.
If you don't know what ITS is, it's the International Theatre Studio, as Hannah just mentioned. And we are an amateur theatre group that, as we also mentioned, been going 50 years. And we bring English-speaking theatre to the Costa del Sol. And actually, it's of a very good quality. We've got some great actors and actresses
Even
involved.
if we do say so ourselves.
We've been in a few things, haven't we? Mm-hmm. Not just doing the tech, we've actually been in things.
Oh, yeah.
And there is another theatre group as well called the Salon Varietes, which I'm
actually going to tonight.
Yeah, and
to
they
see
also,
Guys and Dolls.
They also bring some amazing,
Definitely.
a lot more musicals they do, so they can do bigger productions because they are a proper theatre.
Yeah.
They have a home. We don't. We have to use sort of venues to do ours. But yeah, if you like a bit of culture, then definitely do look up Salon or International Theatre Studio and come along and enjoy an evening with us.
Yeah, absolutely. People often say one of the main things they miss about the UK certainly isn't the weather. It might be the culture. It might be the theatre trips and things like that. So International Theatre Studio, we put on 2 main productions a year. Then there's a lot of play readings in between. Some are rehearsed. Some you can just turn up and take part in yourself or just watch other people reading through a play. There's a lot to be involved in just as an audience member or to get involved yourself. Again, if you make costumes or things like that, there's all kinds of opportunities to get involved. You're going to do that throughout the podcast?
No, that's me done.
Okay, brilliant.
That's me done.
Well done.
Yes, because we were talking theatre, that's why.
So my friend Maria, who I went to the Ferrier with last week, is from Denmark, and she, on her journey back to Portugal, which is actually where she lives, she was listening to loads of our podcasts, which was really nice. She was going back to the beginning and listening to Marbella with him and her, which I would definitely recommend. If you've just found us, instead of waiting for each week's episode, why not go back to the beginning? Because there's a lot of fun to be listened to on previous episodes.
We are fun despite what they all say.
Yeah. So Maria was listening to us talking about flags, which was a few episodes ago. We were talking about whether flags are like patriotic in your own country, or like in the UK, it's been seen as more of a controversial national front type scenario with people putting flags out, whereas in America, they have their flag all over the place. And Maria said they do in Denmark, interestingly. She said they're really, really patriotic and proud of their flag. She said if it's someone's birthday and you're having a birthday party in the house, you could easily decorate the house with the Danish flag. Like it's a really, really big deal. So that was interesting.
Yeah, it's always been a bit strange in the UK. I remember way back, a lot of people used to have pictures of the king or the queen hanging on their wall. I don't really know if they do that now, but it certainly used to be a thing. And it used to be a thing in Spain. I remember when I used to come over in the late 80s and early 90s, a lot of people had the king and queen in their houses, the king and queen of Spain. So it's quite a traditional thing. But as you said, it can be taken the wrong way in the UK quite often. And it's seen as a sort of, we're British, get out, as opposed to we're British and we're proud.
It's really interesting.
It's not a great thing to be proud of. Anyway.
Well,
moving on.
I saw a post this week of Marbella Netball Club, and we've got a few friends who are part of the club. I used to be many years ago, but then I started enjoying the socials a little bit more than the actual netball playing, so I couldn't really be...
You surprised me, Hannah.
I nearly knocked myself out once. I played in goal and I basically turned round and hit my face and my nose on the goal post. And in cartoons, when people hit their heads and they sit there and they see stars, they've got stars. That's absolutely what happens. That's not just a cartoon. That's literally what happened to me. I can't believe I didn't break my nose. There wasn't even blood, but I thought I was going to pass out.
Did someone say, keep a close eye on the goal post?
Maybe. And I was a bit too close to get too literally, yeah. So Marbella Netball Club are looking for new recruits, basically.
I might join.
A great bunch of ladies.
Okay. Well, I've hung up my goalkeeping gloves for the time being.
Have you?
Yeah, my fingers are still very stiff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dear, that didn't last long.
I might try again.
You should. You got bought all the gear. All the gear, not much of an idea. Yeah, you should get back into it when you're...
Well, I'm thinking about the netball now.
Okay. No, women. Ladies netball, there's a real mixture of ages, of fitness levels, all different shapes and sizes, all that kind of... So don't be put off thinking it's all young, fit 20-year-olds, because it's not.
That's probably why I want to join.
Oh, stop it. It's a mixture. They meet every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m, 7 till 9. It's a 2-hour training session at Laude School in San Pedro. And you can go along for a free trial to see whether you like it or not. Contact them on Instagram. They are simply at Netball Marbella. So if you used to play netball at school and you miss it, or if you'd like to get involved with team sports, they have a great social club as well. They go out afterwards, sometimes organise things at weekends. There are also tournaments in Gibraltar and other parts of Spain, the Costa Blanca. So yeah, it's a great thing to get involved in. So if you fancy that, check them out at Netball Marbella on Instagram.
Yeah, one of the ITS members, Eleanor's one of the netball girls, isn't she?
Oh, definitely. Has been for years. And another thing, which funnily enough also happens on a Tuesday evening, so you can either be into netball or you can be into singing, because the Del Sol Singers, which is my choir, meet every Tuesday evening at Atalaya Golf and Country Club from 7 till about 8:15, and we're rehearsing Christmas songs. We've got loads of Christmas gigs in the diary.
Feliz Navidad.
We actually sung that last week, which seems weird in October. But anyway, yes, we've got lots of gigs at the Sala, the Hogan Stand, Victoria and Albert, various venues along the Costa del Sol. So if you like singing and you like Christmas, we're definitely looking for more members for that. So I'll give you Karen's number because that's on the poster, which is 630 379 684. There's no audition, so you're not kind of put on the spot to have to prove how well you can sing. You can just come along and see how you get on. If you don't like it, you don't have to come back, or you can come back, invite other people, whatever. But yeah, I can definitely recommend it. If you're in a bad mood or you've had a bit of a crappy day, which doesn't happen to us much here in Spain, thankfully, but when it does, singing makes it all better.
Oh, well, I better join then.
Yeah, you should.
You told me I can't sing.
No, I did. No, you should join. I'd love for you to join the choir.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Okay. I saw a post earlier this week that Andrea McLean, who is a Scottish presenter, she was on Loose Women for many, many, many years. I've always liked her. I think she comes across really well and seems like a really nice woman. She's moved to Spain.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome, definitely. And I was looking at some of her videos and she seems really happy and relaxed, walking her dogs on the beach. I'm not exactly sure where she's moved to. It looks like it's Marbella area, but wherever you have moved to, Andrea, welcome to sunny Spain. I'm talking to you in case you're listening to the pod because I commented on one of her Insta posts saying welcome to sunny Spain. I'm not sure exactly where you're living, but you might enjoy my podcast that I do with my husband, Marbella with him and her. And she liked the post, so I'm hoping that means yes, she's here and she's going to give us a follow.
Are you totally sure it's Spain and not Greece or something?
No, it is Spain.
Oh,
she definitely
sure?
said it was Spain.
Okay.
Yes. And she was celebrating getting the Spanish visa. She said anyone who's had to do this knows it can be quite complicated, but that's come through now. And she's definitely integrating in Spanish sporting life. I saw she and her husband have been paddle boarding a few times. She's also been playing paddle itself as well. So she's, seems to be...
We're expert paddle boarders, aren't we?
Not really. I think she's much better than we are. They've been out with the dog as well, which looks really cute, a dog on a paddleboard.
We've lost our fin.
Yes, we need to buy a new fin. I forgot about that. Okay.
We've got till next summer. We're not getting it out before.
No, that's true. I interviewed a couple of really interesting people this week. One that was for the book show, so it hasn't gone out yet, was Oscar Wilde's grandson, called Mervyn Holland, and his new book is called After Oscar, The Legacy of a Scandal. And it was basically talking about his reputation after his death and looking at, over a century of homophobia in the British establishment. So Oscar Wilde was sent to prison basically for being gay, which is obviously something, thank goodness, that would never happen now, certainly not in the Western world at least. And it was interesting talking with Mervyn about it, saying how his sexuality was obviously such a big deal at the time. But now, I don't think people even think about it. When you think of Oscar Wilde, you think about his witty quotes, all the incredible things that he wrote. His sexuality doesn't really come into it unless you're analysing, you know what I mean?
But I think that's true for a lot of people that were homosexual at the time, and we found out later. And people now, when you talk about them as human beings, as experts in what they do, the sexuality side of it doesn't and shouldn't come into it.
No, exactly. So, it was fascinating talking to him and hearing some great stories. So I'll let you know when that interview is going to go out on the book show.
I've got to say, though, looking at that, I thought it said Legacy of a Sandal.
No,
okay.
Legacy of a Scandal. I also interviewed for the second time the fabulous Tommy Cannon this week. Tommy Cannon, one half of Cannon and Ball. I had the pleasure of interviewing Bobby Ball about 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
We went to see them at the Salon.
Yeah, they did a show at the Salon. And Tommy's desperate to come back. His agent, which is his son, looks after all his stuff now, because he is doing a bit of a tour next year on his own.
Well, hopefully he'll be back.
Yeah, which he's really nervous about, because obviously he shared the stage with Bobby for so long. Bobby was the comedian, Tommy was always the straight guy. And he told us some really fun stories of how they got together. They were both welders and working in the same factory, and Bobby came up and kind of introduced himself to Tommy, and the next minute he's saying, you and I should start a double act, and Tommy's like, what? So really funny stories. I asked him about Bobby's death, obviously not wanting to upset him, and he went into great detail talking about how Bobby had COPD and was struggling with breathing through COVID. It was during COVID that this all happened, and he actually sadly died with COVID in hospital. And Bobby FaceTimed him from hospital, surrounded by nurses on his bed, saying, the nurses want you to say hello, Tommy. And 7 days later, he passed away.
Yeah, very, very sad. But what a powerful interview. That's all I can say. You left me in tears at the end of it. I mean, it was very, very well done. And, worthy of being on, like, BBC or something. I mean, you do have that talent for interviewing. I've said it before, but if you can look it back on Catch Up.
Yeah, it'll be made into a podcast. A lot of the good interviews we do, we have a podcast section on our website, tre.radio, and it will definitely go on there if it hasn't already.
Worth a listen for sure.
He's got an amazing friendship with Robbie Williams as well, who wrote the foreword to his book, which is called This Is Me, which is now out, and had a great story of Robbie inviting Tommy and his family to one of his concerts, and they were fairly near the front, and at one point Robbie said, ladies and gentlemen, there's about 20,000 people in this Guinness Arena, just to let you know that we have a legend with us here this evening. And Tommy said that he said to his wife, oh, there's a legend in here this evening. And he's looking around thinking, gosh, it must be someone really big. I wonder who's here this evening. And the next minute, Robbie says, ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Cannon. And he said, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe he was talking about me. And then Robbie starts going, Tommy, Tommy. And the whole arena starts chanting his name. And he said, I was standing there in tears, just so overwhelmed. You can just imagine it. Just such a lovely man.
Yeah,
Great stories.
Fantastic interview.
Thank you. I had breakfast with my dad on Friday. We're becoming kind of regulars at Amber Chew.
Bless you. I haven't done that for a while.
No, I haven't mentioned it on purpose. We have this thing called Be Healthy, and it's incredible value. I know I've mentioned it before, but just in case you haven't got around to going, for €11.50, you get 2 pieces of really nice brown seeded bread with smashed avocado on top and a poached egg on each with some kind of basil oil, and absolutely delicious. And you get a fresh orange and ginger juice, and you get a choice of tea or coffee, and all of that for $11.50, which is great value, I think.
Well, if you come round here, I'll do it for £5.
Thanks. You do make a good breakfast.
I do.
You really do. I was very much treated to a full body massage and a facial at the Marbella Beauty Academy on Friday.
Yes, full body. Does that mean from toes to your head?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, they don't do your front, obviously. You don't get your boobs or your belly rubbed.
You sound like a cat.
I know. But everywhere else, or apart from your bottom. So
Did they do your bottom? You've had your bottom done when you went to a massage place up the road. Mm-hmm. The guy used to do your bottom.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I don't think we should talk about that. Anyway, Marbella Beauty Academy, they're always looking for new people. It's a beauty school, basically, where you can learn to become a masseuse or learn to do nails.
I should become a masseur.
Masseur. Or you can learn to do nails, eyelashes, all kinds of things like that. And they're always looking for models for the students to practice before they come up to their exams. And they give a really, really good price for stuff. So I paid €30 for a full body massage and a facial. And at a normal place, you wouldn't be able to get one of those for €30. So really, really good
I'm
price.
seriously thinking about going on a course and doing all of it, because it will save us a fortune if I did it all on you.
Yeah, maybe. I'd be more than happy for me to get regular massages and facials from you at home. So yeah, I can definitely recommend that. Well worth getting in touch on Instagram, Marbella Beauty Academy. And they actually told me I had really great skin. Ow.
Yeah, it's quite good, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, they're really
Not
impressive.
very elastic.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, quite firm.
Mm-hmm. You say all the right things. So yes, they were very impressed with my skin, which was nice. You have to give feedback, which is good, to kind of let them know how they've got on. And I always feel like I always want to compliment them, but with a little bit of constructive feedback. A little bit of critique, but in a nice kind of encouraging way. So I said, she was great with her hands, was really confident. I felt really relaxed. It was really nice. But I said something like with the facial, she could have explained a little bit more what she was putting on my face and what that was doing at each stage, because it's quite nice to say, oh, now I'm putting a mask on, which is going to bring out all the toxins or whatever. I think it's quite nice to let people know what they're doing and why. So that was my only thing, but it was fabulous.
Yeah, more direction. I'm slapping you.
Ow!
For that type of thing, yeah?
Yeah, but you don't want to be slapped. It's not nice. I took a photograph of it, but I wanted to read it out because it always makes me smile. They have like a poster thing in their toilet where you go in to get change. And it says, if it is important to you, you will find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. I love that. How true is that?
I don't know. I've never come across that before.
Oh, come on, but you can apply it to anything. So if you think about, how many people say, oh, I really want to do more exercise, but I can't find the time.
More exercise.
Well, you can't
but
that
I haven't
much.
really got the time.
No, you see, you're fine making an excuse. That's the point. If it's important to you, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse.
I really want to have a full body massage.
From who?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm trying to find a way.
Yeah, okay, you're just being silly. We had Ross and Amy and the kids over on Friday night, and you cooked something from your Guinness book.
Yes, so Maeve and Aoife got me a beautiful book by Guinness, and every recipe in there has got like stout or Guinness or something in there. And yeah, I did the Guinness beef Irish stew.
It was so delicious. And you did like a Parmesan mash, which went down really well.
So I decided all day that I was going to do it in the slow cooker, which is usually about 3 hours in the slow cooker. And Hannah had popped to Marbella Beauty Academy and said she would be back at 3:00. So when she got back at 5:30, I deemed it was a little bit late to do it in the slow cooker. Otherwise, we'd been eating about 10 o'clock at night.
As usual here, I had to go to 3 different supermarkets to pick up all the ingredients we needed. So that's what took the time.
So luckily, I've also got a pressure cooker. So I did it the opposite way round. Rather than slow cooking, I speedily cooked it in the pressure cooker. And it came out perfect.
Oh, it really did. And then for afters, instead of doing a cheese board, we were talking about doing this for starters. And I thought, no, I reckon this will be good after the meal instead of a cheese board. What was it called that you made?
I can't remember what it was called. It was like a fondue, really. So it's like a cheese sauce. You make it almost like you would be doing a traditional cheese sauce with milk and with lots and lots of grated cheese and flour, and you mix it all up together, a bit of mustard in there to give it a bit of flavour, and it comes out hot as a sauce.
And did it have Guinness in it?
It's meant to have Guinness in it, so I put extra milk rather than Guinness. It's meant to have blonde Guinness in it, which we didn't have. So,
never even heard of blonde
Yes,
Guinness.
we were talking about it last night, and it's actually got a name. You'll hear about it, something, it's got a number after it.
Oh, okay.
But I can't remember exactly what it is, but it was gorgeous.
It was really nice. And we chopped up some peppers, some celery. I bought some like breadsticks and we were dunking that in the cheese. Really yum.
Yes. So you're going out, as you said, to the salon today. So I've taken it out of the freezer and I'm having it again.
Oh, nice one. And they brought us a game. They brought us the Traitors game, which we need to read up properly because we couldn't work out the rules. So desperate to play that. Looks really fun. So we played 30 seconds, which we'd actually never heard of before. We played it at their house. They had an Irish version. I can't think of a game that it's similar to, but basically you have to describe things for people to guess and you can't say the words on the piece of paper. So if it says something like the Empire State Building, you could say, oh, the really tall building in New York.
That King Kong climbed.
There you go. So yeah, having played it at their house many years ago, I found that there was an English version and it's called 30 Seconds. We love that.
It's great fun. I tell you what it's similar to, Heads Up.
Ah, okay, yes, Heads Up, the game we play on the phones.
Yeah, which comes up with something and person sees the clue and has to describe what it is, and the person that's got it on their head has to try and guess what it is.
Exactly. Yesterday, I spent a lot of the day doing the Halloween quiz. Next Thursday at the Hogan stand is the 30th, the day before Halloween, and we're all going to dress up in Halloween attire, and it's the Halloween quiz. So yesterday, I put it all together. So I'm ahead of myself, which is good.
Well done. That's a big change for you.
I'm very organised, I'll have you know.
Yes, most of the time.
I am. You made some more delicious food yesterday, Chinese.
Yes, well, we weren't sure if we were going to go out or have Amy and Ross over, so we had them over in the end. But the place that you sort of had in mind that you wanted to go out to was the Chinese, because we hadn't been there for a long time, and only because you wanted one particular dish.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but basically it's sort of minced pork with really, really tiny chopped carrot and courgette and onion, and then you have iceberg lettuce, and you put the filling inside and roll the iceberg lettuce like a pancake kind of thing.
Yeah, it sounds like it should be nice and neat and everything, but as soon as we did it, all fell out.
It did. It wasn't, but it was absolutely delicious. You put some 5 spice in it to make it a bit Chinesey.
Yep. And it came out perfect.
Really good. Loved that. And a very low carb meal, of course.
Of course, yeah.
With the lean pork, and instead of having it with rice or potato, having it with lettuce. So yeah, loved it.
I'm not sure that helped when we went out and drank loads of alcohol afterwards.
Well, yeah, we didn't need to say that. We didn't drink loads.
Enough.
It was the Urban Chai quiz last night. There's only one more this year because we're not doing one in December. So the 27th of November on a Saturday will be the next one. I host one quiz a month there on a Saturday at Urban Chai, which is a lovely little place in San Pedro that also do good food.
Yes, it's a nice little venue. And a regular haunt for us now on a Saturday, thanks to your quiz.
Yeah, absolutely. They open specially. They're not normally open in the evening. So that's nice. So the quiz went well. And then a small group of us went to Hogan's afterwards. Aaron was singing. I think he's great. He does some great songs. He did a bit of Oasis, the Beatles. He did some Irish songs. It was good.
Yeah, when you put your tongue back in your mouth.
Oh, stop it. He's got nice eyes.
Uh-huh.
Something else random to mention. I saw this week, I don't know if you saw it, that Penguin and Club bars can no longer be called chocolate.
Saw that.
Isn't that depressing? It's due to the rising cocoa prices, and it's full of crappy things like palm oil and shea butter solids. So it's not actually chocolate.
What was the song for club?
If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club.
So what's their new song going to be?
If you like a lot of palm oil on your biscuit, join our club.
Could be it. That could be it.
Hasn't got quite the same ring to it.
And was it pick up a penguin?
Pick up a penguin, yeah. Pick up some palm oil.
Yeah. When you think about it, it's a very strange name for a chocolate bar anyway, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I wonder where that came from.
I know.
It's nothing like a penguin. It's not black and white or anything.
No, very strange.
Sir in English, a couple of articles to mention. I actually saw an advert that popped up in the Sir in English that I thought, ooh, that's a great offer. We've talked about the new bowling alley in the Puerto Banús Ballring, which we haven't been to yet, and they've got some great offers on. There was an advert that said 2 games and a drink for €12.
Wow, that's a very good price. I must take you up the alley for some bowling.
Yay me! You need to laugh as well, otherwise it looks like there's something wrong with me.
There is something wrong with you. I'm being extremely serious about 10-pin bowling alleys.
Okay. Love a bit of bowling. Just so you know, this is only available Mondays to Thursdays, so it's the kind of thing you'd have to do after work, after school, whatever. There was another piece saying Malaga Airport accounts for 81% of foreign tourists arriving in the Andalusia region. Kind of makes sense, I suppose.
Well, yeah, because we are a holiday destination.
I was thinking about the other airports in Andalusia. I mean, you'd be looking at like Granada and Cadiz and Seville and...
Well, yeah, there isn't... I mean, Malaga is really the Andalus... Well, I don't know if it's the Andalusia one, but certainly Costa del Sol, it's the capital of the Costa del Sol, and you'd expect it to be the main airport that everyone come through. So, yeah, it's not really...
Not really news.
Not an interesting fact, really. Move on.
Okay, thank you. This was a horrendous fact. We've been talking quite a lot about the rise in prices of things. I mean, just mentioned it, the cocoa prices in chocolate, but also the cost of living. There's a couple of articles that talked about the soaring prices and things. And this was a really shocking and sad fact. 35% of miners in Malaga province live in households at risk of poverty.
35% is huge.
Isn't it?
And you can see why. We were talking about sort of the average wages in Costa del Sol and stuff. It's not huge. A good salary here is considered sort of €1,500 a month, you know. I think that's almost the minimum wage, but that's what a lot of people are on. But when you look at the cost of rent and the cost of food now, that doesn't cover it. That doesn't go anywhere near to covering it.
Well, one of the other headlines was soaring rental prices affecting all of Spain. Almost 40% exceed $1,500 a month.
Yeah, and so how do people live? It's just getting crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't know the way out of it. It's not like suddenly all the prices are going to come down. You know, food prices going up. I think I read something that's gone up like 35% in the last 5 years. Salaries haven't gone up 35%. Otherwise, everybody would be on like $3,000 a month. You know, what is going on?
It is really worrying and affecting a lot more people than we think.
We notice it. We notice that we have a lot less disposable income.
We can't believe how quickly we seem to get through money each month.
You know, we don't go out and eat nearly as much as we used to because...
I think people listening to this will think it's because you're bloody out all the time. We're not. Just because we have a busy week, it doesn't necessarily mean it's cost us that much.
No.
We don't go out for dinner, just the two of us, much at all. I can't remember the last time we went out, just the two of us.
No. I mean, you're not great company, really.
Stop it. Oh, I'm hitting you. There you go. There's the warning.
Okay, you're fantastic company, and I think we should do more of it.
Yeah, it's too late. The population of Marbella is growing every day. People living here have increased by 23,000 and the number of workers by more than 11,300 in the last 4 years. That's insane numbers.
Yeah, and all of this is going to feed that whole thing that you're saying, more poverty, you know, higher rentals. All of these things that are happening in this area are just driving everything up. So,
absolutely.
I mean, it's all good for businesses to have lots more tourists and lots more people, but not necessarily a great thing.
And it takes longer to get anywhere because there's more cars on the road.
Exactly.
Anyway, we're trying not to have a moan. We'll end on a really exciting piece of news because we...
I should have had my da-da-da.
Oh, yeah. Because we were basically shitting ourselves earlier in the week when...
I hate that term.
Sorry, okay. We weren't literally.
No, but it's not a very nice term.
Okay, we were very concerned
Better.
earlier on in the week because there were a few articles floating around talking about a ridiculous rise in autonomo fees, which is basically self-employed. And we already know that Spain has the highest cost for self-employed people in the whole of Europe. That's already a thing. And our money went up quite a while ago. So I think we pay, is it 400 a month?
No, when you average it out, what we had to pay, the difference is working out about €515 a month.
Oh, with the fees of the accountant?
No. That's what our autonomo... We have a monthly fee that we pay autonomo, and then if you remember last year, they then, based on what your earnings were, they levelled up, and we had to pay that one-off fee. So when you add that to what we're paying and then divide it by 12, it works out at €515 a month.
Which is insane.
Yeah, and she warned us that it might be higher this year when we have to do that level up.
Anyway, so coming away from that, there was an article that said the government has backtracked on the widely criticised payment structure for self-employed. There's been a massive amount of criticism, so we're not going to see another big increase.
Well, they were talking about 36% increase, weren't they, for some people? And you can't. We already, what we just said, with the accountant's fee, so we're talking about we have to earn at least €600 just to pay the fees. So straight away, that's gone. And that's like, how? That's not sustainable. When you think about our rent has gone up. Over the last 10 years, it's gone up €400. Mm-hmm. Our cost of living's gone up quite substantially. The car that we lease has gone up by €100. So all of those things going up, but we're not earning more.
No.
But they are taking more.
Yeah.
So we have a lot less money.
It is crazy. It really is. Anyway, I was supposed to end on a high. Does that make
so
sense?
At least it's not going up. Yay!
Yay, exactly. Hope you have a wonderful week. Please follow us on whatever platform you listen to your podcasts on. If you go to Marbella with him and her, make sure you hit follow and then you'll be notified each week when a new episode appears. And do follow us on Instagram. I'm at Radio Hannah.
And I'm at PJ Lopez 1 Marbella.
Have a great week. It is goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from her.